Hey guys, this is Joel here. I wanted to pop on here and shoot a short video to give you guys an update about Bridgeway Church and COVID-19 and what this next season will look like for us. As many of you guys know, last week Governor Holcomb laid out his plan to reopen the state and gave guidelines for social gatherings. Inside of those guidelines, he allowed churches to gather physically, but he recommended to do as much as possible online. So I know many of you guys have been reaching out to me asking me, hey, are we opening back up? Are we going to hold physical services this next Sunday or at least sometime in May? So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, give you guys an insider's look to what we've been praying about and what we've been discussing at leadership level of our church. And first I want to say this, that Bridgeway Church, we are not closed. I would argue that we are healthier and more on mission than ever before in lots of different ways. I think we're more connected than ever before. We're connected through our Facebook group that has over 350 people that are chiming in throughout the week and posting encouraging things and praying for each other. And we're more connected than ever through our online groups that started about 8 weeks ago. We have over 90 people that joined in groups, and we've got plans the next couple weeks to add even more space for people to get connected in circles, not just rows online. We're impacting our community like never before. As a church, through your generosity, we've deployed over $5,000 into our town over these last 8 weeks to bless and to love others. And we've got some awesome plans for the month of May, but I believe that we're just at the beginning of being able to really impact our community. We're doing really incredible stuff together. And not only that, but our mission at Bridgeway is to connect the irreligious to the real Jesus. And you guys, through our online services, I want you to hear this. We are reaching conservatively 4 times the amount of people that we could actually hold in our building on a Sunday. I mean, a lot of people are tuning in from not only our community, but across the country. And not only are they tuning in, but people are taking their next steps. We've had people join groups that have never been to our church, and they're deciding to follow Jesus. People that have never been to our church before are taking their next steps in their faith journey. And I think what this season has really done is it's put this thought in the forefront of our minds that sometimes we forget that church is not a building. It's not a service. It's not even an event or a program. Church is a people on mission together. So I want to let you guys know that Bridgeway, we are not closed. And so for now, we're going to continue to be on mission together online for the foreseeable future. Now hear me. I miss gathering with you guys so much. I miss it so much. It hurts. And trust me, when we do gather again, you guys better be ready because it's going to be a party. But here are some of the thoughts and the guidelines that have helped us make this decision to remain online for the foreseeable future for this next season. First guideline is this, that our model of church doesn't jive well with social distancing. You know, at Bridgeway, we are a church for every generation and especially the next generation. And you guys might have forgotten this, but I imagine that parents of young kids haven't forgotten this, that kids don't social distance well. And we don't want to lock out about 70% of the people that call Bridgeway home and by saying, hey, you can come to church, but your kids won't have church for them. No, we want to make sure that when we open up, it's an incredible experience for every generation, especially the next generation, because our model of church does not work well with social distancing. The second guideline is this, that we want to listen to experts and trust the science. You guys know that it's a big theme for me that God and science, faith and science, they're not at odds with each other. We want to lean in as a community of faith to listen to the experts and what they're saying to keep people's safety a top priority. We don't want to open up too early and cause something that we will regret later. And as my wife has told me multiple times over these last couple weeks, this short season will just be a blip on the radar to the beautiful future that we'll be able to have together if we slow down, trust the experts, trust the science about when will be the appropriate time for us to be close together again. The third principle for us is that we want to keep goodwill in our community and with outsiders. We want to keep a goodwill in our community, and especially with those that are outside of the church and don't consider themselves Jesus followers. You guys know what would be awful? If all the churches in our community opened up and there was a spike in COVID-19 and there was an outbreak, and then people could all point their fingers at the religious people, the church people, the Jesus people, and say, hey, look, they were so selfish and they didn't close down when they were supposed to, and look what's happening now for all of us. And we want to have goodwill with our community. We want our community to know before they believe anything that we believe, we want them to know that we are for them. And we want to put them before us. And so we're going to prioritize the goodwill in our community and the goodwill that we have with outsiders looking into the church. So we're not going to open too early to possibly cause something that would break that. And the last question, the last principle that we put before us, we're asking this vital question. During this global pandemic, what does love require of me? What does love require of you? You know, Jesus said this in the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verse 35. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. That's why it's so important for us to ask that question, what does love require of us? Because this is how the world's going to know that we're from God, that we're part of God's family. You guys, we just looked Sunday at Philippians chapter 2, where Paul encouraged us to have the same attitude that Jesus had. And what kind of attitude was that? It was an attitude of humility. This was Jesus who set aside his divine privileges and rights for others, to serve others. We believe what love requires of us during this season is for us to set aside our privileges, our rights, for the benefit of the world around us, and especially our community and the most vulnerable around us. So even though we are legally allowed to hold physical services, we don't think it's wise right now, and we don't think that we would be letting love drive our lives if we would do that. So for the next foreseeable future, let's just call it 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to continue to be gathering together online on Sunday mornings and in the middle of the week through our groups. We've got some creative ideas to work a little in-between path in the month of May and in June, but we're just asking you guys to hang with us, to pray that God's will would be done during this season, and that ultimately more people would know Jesus and they would be connected to the real Jesus through our work. So I can't wait to see you guys on Sunday morning for week 4 of Defiant Joy. You guys have a great week.